feel like you're the only one within your organization that's motivated, that's doing the work, that's putting in that sweat equity into building a home business. If you ever feel like this, I can relate to you. I've been in that situation. I've been in network marketing now for 17 years, and I have definitely felt like I was the only one working. I've definitely felt like my team was unmotivated, or maybe I was just recruiting the wrong people. And for those of you that don't know me, what's up? My name's John Melton. I've been in network marketing now for 17 years. Actually, very soon it'll be my 18-year anniversary. My wife and I met inside of this phenomenal profession. And these days we teach, train, and mentor network marketers and online entrepreneurs, average people, how to make an above average income using duplicatable strategies to market themselves, build their brands, generate leads, prospect online the right way to consistently produce results, to build a bigger customer base, a bigger team. In fact, over the last couple years, our organization has produced over $50 million in sales just on Facebook alone, maybe a little something on the gram over there on IG. 2 months in a row, we did just under $4 million in sales 2 months in a row. That's almost $8 million in the last 60 days. So what we do works. It flat out works. And it will work if you can get others to work it with you. Isn't that what it's all about? It's network marketing, not work marketing. So we need to motivate some humans to go out there and crush it on a consistent basis. Whether it's the holidays, the dead of the summer, whatever's going on, we have to find a way to keep people engaged, keep them excited. So I'm going to teach you some of the things that have worked well for us. And I'm going to tell you part of this conversation is going to revolve around the simplicity of having a duplication model, having a system in place so the individuals getting involved can build this business around a busy schedule when they're not that committed, when they're not that focused, when this is not a top 3, 5, or even 10 priority in their life. So some of this is really going to help you and I think give you some clarity on what people do at a high level to build a large business. This is tip number 1, and this is probably the most important tip. And some of you have probably heard me talk about this tip if you've been on any of my other broadcasts. And it's most important because it's leading by example. You know, sometimes people say, I wish my team was more motivated. Meanwhile, that same person isn't recruiting. They're not on the leaderboard. They're not working their business as hard as they could or should. They're not that committed. Right? They're not consistently prospecting people. They're not consistently following up. They're treating it like a hobby and they're getting hobby results. And then they're scratching their head. They're going, why can't I motivate anybody else when they're not motivated themselves? They'll say things like, my team is stagnant. My business is stagnant. Why isn't my team growing? Or why aren't I seeing better results? And I'm like, how many people did you recruit this week? How many people did you recruit this month? How many people did you attempt to recruit today, this week, this month? I don't care what kind of direct selling business you're in, party plan, typical MLM, online, offline. At the end of the day, if you're not introducing new people to the opportunity, you can't get upset if your team isn't growing. Capiche? So we have to lead by example. We have to show them how it's done. You say, hey, I think you guys should do more curiosity posts. Post on Instagram stories more often. You should do Facebook Lives 2, 3, 4, 5 times a week. You should put me in some group chats. Meanwhile, that person isn't putting anybody in group chats. They're not ATMing. They're not prospecting. They're not putting out posts or videos. They're not doing any personal development. They're not filling out their grateful journal every day. So lead by example. And if your team isn't motivated, go build a new team. Tip number 2, public recognition. Public recognition. So how many of you have team Facebook groups or you have an ATM group? There is nothing better than you going into a group to acknowledge activity and production. Let me give you an example. Maybe someone did their launch video. Maybe they did their first curiosity post. Give them a shout out. Maybe they're putting you in group chats. Go into your team chats right now or into your team Facebook group or your ATM group, wherever, and acknowledge people that are taking action, that are doing the work. Why? Because number one, you want to recognize what you want repeated. You say, I wish more people on the team would put me in group chats. Then recognize the ones that are. I wish more people would get customers. Recognize the individuals that are out there getting customers, especially their first customer, especially their first recruit, especially their first live video. They're doing what you wish everyone else was doing, but you're not acknowledging and recognizing the individuals that are doing the work. You have to make it a big deal. Someone gets their first promotion, huge deal. Someone gets their first recruit, huge deal. Now you might say, well, John, my team's not that big. Great, recognize the top 5, the top recruiters. Recognize the people that are out there producing and working the business. And you gotta be careful not to just recognize the big producers. Recognize somebody that's consistent. Recognize somebody that is just an encourager. Someone that helps answer questions in team chats. Someone that provides value. Number 3, small, easy contests. Things that people could easily qualify for. Like you say, anyone that gets 5 new customers in the first week of the month gets to be on a special team training call. Some of them could be activity-based, some of them could be production-based. You have to find out what works for you. I think it's important though that you do have both activity and performance-based. Like you could say, whoever ATMs the most people in the next 5 days gets a special prize. And it doesn't have to cost a lot of money. Sometimes it's more about the recognition than the actual prize, the $25 gift card or the book that they win. Think about when your team produces the least. Maybe check your reports. Maybe you produce the least on the weekends. Maybe your team produces the least in the middle of the month. Maybe you can figure out different ways to keep them engaged during those slower times and recognize and send out gifts and prizes to people that are working during the slow times. Number 4, taprooting. If you follow me, you know I talk a lot about taprooting because it is such an effective way to find phenomenal humans. You might bring in someone that's not that committed, not that serious, but they might know someone that knows someone that knows someone that could be a superstar. And who cares if they're 4 levels deep? Who cares if they're 20 levels deep? But through taprooting, over the course of months and even years, I had one leg where I taprooted 50 levels deep. And I found this guy, Peter, that ended up being my number 1 guy. 50! Think about that for a second. I think it was like 5 years of doing home meetings. And I found Peter, and he skyrocketed and became one of the top guys in my entire organization. So you just keep taprooting. You just keep digging deep until you find someone that is as serious as you. Tap down really deep in your organization because, man, if you can help that newest person have a win, you're gonna motivate the rest of that line. Because again, this is about motivating your team to go do the work, baby. All right, so number 5, and this is something I kind of already touched on in the beginning, but this is the most important tip besides tip number 1, and that's simplifying your system to focus on money-making activities to help the newest person create positive results. And by the way, a positive result is not always closing a sale, recruiting a new person. Sometimes it's just them getting a response on a curiosity post. Sometimes it's them just getting a personal message from someone saying, hey, what's that product? Hey, tell me more about your business. It's just creating conversation, right? It's them reaching out to someone and saying, hey, would you be open to taking a look at this new project I'm working on? I'm super pumped about this business that I'm expanding. I'm so excited. I'm just launching this business. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this new product, whatever it is. And someone says, yeah, sure, I'll check it out. Just getting a positive response is a big deal for a new person. Look, a system stands for save yourself time, energy, and money, baby, so that you can get people focusing on what's most important to create results in their business. I appreciate you all hanging out. Hope you got some value from this conversation. If you did, drop your biggest takeaway in the comments because we always love getting your feedback. What was it that helped you so you can go create results in your business? But then we can also in turn share those tips with others because we want to help as many people as possible go out there and create better results in their network marketing business. And we've got a lot of exciting things coming down the pike. So stay tuned. Make sure you are subscribed to our page so when we drop a post, when we drop a video, you get alerted.